Welcome back to Your Road to Home, the podcast that takes you beyond your front door right here in the Carbon Valley, where we share stories to help you love where you live. I'm Kendra Badgekar with LPT Realty, here with
Maxine Carey of Vectra Bank, and we are here with Randy at the Minimal Market here in Frederick, Colorado. They just opened their new store, so we are here to kind of show you what's going on and what their vision is. So welcome, Randy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
we're so excited that you're here.
Yeah,
we are too.
Yeah, we were setting up and we were kind of shopping around, so it's very cool in here.
Yes.
So tell us about your journey. You have a store in Loveland already, which was there for how long?
Yeah, so it was 2 years in December.
Okay.
So we opened December 30th. We tried to get it in right at the buzzer. So yeah, it's really exciting to expand into our second location here in Frederick. And yeah, really excited to get to know the community and learning more about Frederick. And yeah, just really excited to be here.
So what made you pick Frederick?
So we like the small town community, and so we really learned a lot in Loveland and was really embraced by the local community there in small town there. You know, when we were first deciding, it was, you know, okay, do we go to like, you know, Fort Collins or Boulder or Denver? And I guess where we lived, Denver would be a little south, but still like the big markets. And kind of the whole reason my husband and I opened this store was for access to be able to shop like this for more people. And even though maybe a Fort Collins doesn't have a minimal market yet, maybe, who knows?
Right.
But there's different types of stores and more options to shop for food and otherwise in bigger cities. So it was important for us to go to smaller towns where there are less options. I mean, until right now, there was nowhere to buy food in Frederick. You had to leave the town of Frederick, go up to Firestone or wherever to buy food. So not only bringing like a healthier food option, not just food either, we have a lot of non-food items, which I'm sure we'll chat about, but you know, just giving people these small towns, there's so much charm in these small towns and we really, really enjoy it. And so being able to bring, you know, keep people in their towns, you know, because I think they want to. Like so many people just walk into the store here already, and it's great.
That's awesome. I was just going to say that where you're located, it's great because there's so many different places that people can take a visit to, right? They can walk in here, get some stuff, grab some ice cream right around the corner, head home, make a day of it, have some fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the nice weather's just around the corner too, so that'll hopefully bring some more people out and about.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind this for people who don't know what a minimal market is, who don't know what this eco-friendly shopping is about? What's the idea behind it? And
yeah, so the whole idea is you can just pay for the weight of your product and the actual product. You're not paying for all the packaging, all the marketing, all the fancy colors and fonts and things that you see when you're at a traditional grocery store. Another thing that does is most everything here is organic. Not everything, but we do our best we can on how we select our items. But once you remove all of that packaging and all of the marketing, we can get really competitive to conventional foods with organic. So it's really exciting for that reason. So a lot of people who otherwise organic was maybe unattainable for them, now it can be. And I mean, also sometimes the size options in the grocery store just aren't necessarily what you want or what you need. I mean, you think this whole spice section over here, like how many times have you wanted to try a new recipe and then you're like, I don't have these 4 spices.
right.
Well, you want to go to the store, those are, you know, $6 to $8 probably a bottle. Like, well, I'm not going to pay $30-$40 to try a recipe that I might not like.
Right.
Here, you can come here, just get a tablespoon of it, try out the recipe, and if you like it, then come back and fill up a whole jar, you know, but then you're not
awesome.
like in it. Yeah,
That's very cool. I can't tell you how many times I've actually thought those exact words.
Yeah.
Like, not doing this recipe.
Yeah.
Right,
awesome.
right.
Very cool. How do you think the Carbon Valley has responded to you guys coming in as a business? Like, I know you're still pretty fresh, but
Right.
what's been the response?
Very warm. It's been
Good.
really exciting. Even just downtown Frederick, like on our very first day, we did a very soft open on a Thursday for like 4 hours, just so, you know, my husband and I could like test out the kinks, see how, you know, how it's going. The entire city building, you know, a block away from here, Every employee came in.
Oh,
They
that's
came
awesome.
in
That's
waves
awesome.
because they like had meetings, and I'm sure the city still needs
Yeah.
to run.
Right.
Yeah, but they took waves, and like almost everyone. Not only did they come in, almost everyone bought something too, just to
That's great.
try it out and just excited. And so that was, it was just so. We just felt so welcomed and so supported. And not just that, like even, the contractors, the local contractors, just everyone that we've talked with, the business development and, kind of the business owner groups that we're starting to get involved in and get to know other business owners. We've had so many business owners just come in and just, not just to check it out, like they're buying things as well. So yeah, so supportive. That's a
great.
small town charm that we
Right.
love. Yeah.
For sure. Love to hear that.
Yeah.
So as the support grows, do you add more things to your inventory? Is that how that works? Or?
Yeah. So even at Loveland, when we first started at Loveland, it was, where's the limit on what we bring in? What do we
Right.
do?
For sure.
Definitely, there's the pantry staples. There's some snacks and just some things that okay, every grocery should carry, right? But beyond that, I mean, it started with. I would keep a list going. Customers would come in and say things, and it would literally be, we'd write something down, and if more than one person, we'd put like a check mark by it, and then it was like, oh, okay,
That's awesome.
like we can't bring in every single one-off, very obscure
For sure,
thing,
yeah.
but it was like, wow, there's a demand as people start asking for it. So I would say what we have in Frederick is probably about 80% of what we have in Loveland. The 20% we didn't bring in are just things that just maybe just aren't selling as much.
Yeah.
So who knows if we'll even continue to carry those at Loveland. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, we're already seeing, different requests and shopping patterns here. It's only been 2 weeks. So yeah, I just keep it pretty fluid and just keep a list. And I mean, if we're not carrying or having stock what the local community wants, well, they're not going to come here. So, it needs to be, a collaborative
Right.
as we get going. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exciting.
So how did you and Ben decide that you wanted to be minimal market owners or business?
Yeah. It was really, we got exposed to shopping like this at a different store, and we loved it. We absolutely loved it and started personally shopping that way. And for months and months, we were like, why have we never shopped this way before? It was kind of once we got the flow and, started using the jars that we had at home and like really figured it out, we're like, why have we never shopped this way before? And, it was like two things. It was awareness and accessibility. Mm-hmm. So the awareness, number one, we didn't even know shopping like this was possible. This was something neither one of us grew up doing. Aside from, there's like sometimes the bulk granola section or trail mix section at the grocery
Right.
store, which is, like a handful of bins, right? So aside from that,
Yeah.
and also like the accessibility. So once we knew it was a thing, we're like, well, where do you even go do it? Like, there's not even an option. So, yeah, it was like, well, we would shop this way and more people would shop this way if they knew about it. We started having friends and family when they would come over to our house and see our jars on the shelves, because we kind of have an open pantry. They would ask questions. And, even family, when they would come in town and stay with us, everyone was like, why is there not a place like this? Like, I would shop like this if I could. I didn't know that I could. And we just heard so many people saying that. We're like, I think we could do this. I don't know. Let's try it.
That's awesome.
My teammate is out of state, and I was talking to her as I was driving here, and I was like, yeah, we're doing an interview with minimum. She's like, what is that? And I'm like, well, it's bulk food. And she's like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? She's out of state, and I'm like, there's got to be one in your area. Like, look it up. But
yeah, I know.
yeah, no, she's going to be, probably going out of town to maybe find one. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not many people know about it. So if you're in Frederick and you don't have your jars in your trunk, can someone still come shop here?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah, you're more than welcome to bring any containers that you have at home to shop here. And they don't even have to be empty because it's all weight based. So you don't have to run out of your rosemary before doing it. So if
Oh,
you bring your own, because you
that's good
weigh
to
it
know.
ahead of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then most people think, oh, I gotta run out. Like, no, because if you bring your own jars, you would weigh them once you get here, and we would walk you through the
Yeah.
process. But yeah, you don't have to be out, because that's just the amount we would subtract. But if you fill up all your jars or don't have any and impulse make it over to the candy section and get a little snack attack, you can, we have compostable bags and some craft paper bags that you're more than welcome to help yourself to. Those are complimentary.
Okay.
We also sell jars as well. And even on the jars that I sell, like that was really important for us for the containers to not be like prohibitive for people to shop here. So, I mean, we sell the jars at basically cost.
Okay.
We're not a jar store or a grocery store. So it's, if you, instead of wanting a compostable bag, want to put it in a pretty little jar, I mean, everyone is very happy with the prices of the containers. So, yeah, there's options.
Perfect. That's great. Where do you guys see yourself going in the future? Do you hope to expand even further than this? I know it's still early in
Yeah.
here, but do you want to get
No.
involved in the community more? Because we've got a lot of great events out here. Like,
Yeah.
where do you see yourself going?
Yes, so we definitely want to get involved in the communities more, not just Frederick, but also Loveland as well. I mean, honestly, when we were starting this, my husband and I were both working full time still at corporate jobs. We bootstrapped this. So
Right.
now that neither one of us are working in corporate jobs and minimal market as our full time, that is definitely a focus of ours. Is number one, getting more involved in Loveland and Frederick in the communities. We would love to open more minimal markets, but trying to be really mindful about ensuring we're growing, mindfully,
absolutely.
right? A lot of small businesses can kind of get over their skis and maybe grow a little too fast, but
Yeah.
we're not afraid to grow more. We've even talked about, my family doesn't live in the state, and some of my siblings have kind of talked about, oh, what if we did this? I'm like, that'd be great turning this
That's
into
awesome.
Yeah.
So we've even, I've started to look into franchising. So that's a potential. So if people,
Awesome.
out of state, or even, in Colorado, but, say
Yeah.
the West Slope or
Yeah.
way down south or something,
Yeah.
wanted to do it. So franchising is something that I've actually been spending a lot of time looking into.
Love
so
that.
bring it to more people.
That's very exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you work with local artisans in Colorado to maybe support them on,
Yeah.
on a minimal level also?
Yes, yeah. So we have a lot of non-food options in the store as well. So even with our food, we do our best to do as local as possible. But most of our non-food items here, as I'm like looking around, a lot of them are Colorado companies or involved in some way, like even like these soaps these are literally made a couple blocks from the store. There's a lot of things that are made in Colorado. So, we wanted to do our best to give these local artisans another platform, another opportunity to get their brands out as well. So we do different wholesale or consignment options depending on the product and what's going on. So, because a lot of these vendors creators are really small to us, they're vendor, but creators.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing a few farmers markets here or there, but
Yep.
here's a way where they could get regular traffic, and they do really well, and it's really important, especially in these small towns. That it's really important to support local. It can really see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could buy these things anywhere. You can buy a bar of soap on Amazon,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
You can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
but it's a choice to come to shop at a locally owned small grocery store and buy
Absolutely.
a soap made 2 blocks from where you live.
Right.
And that all is only going to help the local community more. And I really see that in Frederick and also Loveland, wanting to support that, wanting that to grow.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love that.
That's awesome.
Well, let's ask you some rapid fire questions
Ooh.
so that we can get to know the woman behind the store as well.
Yeah.
So I saw on your guys' website that you and Ben have done 14ers. Have you done more than one 14er?
yes, I've hiked 4, so not as many as I want.
Well, we all say that.
Yeah.
It's a Colorado thing. But,
Yeah.
But which one was your favorite of the 4?
I kind of really liked Grays and Tories was fun because I could do 2 in one day.
Right.
Because there's that little switch back.
Yes.
So like afterwards, I felt very accomplished that I did 2 in one day,
Yes.
even though it felt a little cheating. But I don't know.
But it's
I
not.
checked it out.
Those are so windy. My husband and I did those a couple years ago too, and I'm like, post that. That
I
is
know.
a good one.
I know. I was like, oh, I can just do a little. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. We're gonna do
Yes,
that. Yeah.
totally. Love that. Are you a podcast or a book reader?
Oh, both. I would say I haven't had as much time to read a book lately, just with trying to get the store open. So it's been more podcasts.
Nice. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Right now, I'm pretty into the Huberman Lab podcast.
Okay.
Are you from?
I haven't listened to it. I've heard of it, but I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist
Okay.
and a professor at Stanford. So he takes these really complicated subjects and breaks them down in ways that people
Wow.
who are not neuroscientists
Nice.
like me could
Layman's terms.
understand. So yeah, I've really been into the Huberman podcast lately.
Very cool. Okay.
What do you do in your spare time?
Spare time.
I know. I know. I was like, should I say spare time? Because she probably doesn't have much.
Gosh, so we keep chickens. So I have chickens at home. So backyard chickens, we really like to garden. So right now, obviously, we're getting very excited about getting seeds going. So we like to garden. I bake sourdough. That's actually something that we'll
literally
be
do
bringing
it
into the
all.
store. So,
Nice.
Yeah, so sourdough.
Are you going to
is-
sell the starter?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can chat. We can chat. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I'm kind of afraid to commit because it's a bit of a commitment, right?
It is a commitment. It is a commitment. But yeah, there's ways that you can make it work into your lifestyle. But no,
Okay.
my starter, her name is Dolene.
She's
83 years old.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Yeah, she's 83 years old.
That's amazing. Don't
Yeah.
Hold it. Tell us, 83, how?
Yeah, so you just kind of as we
Share?
get it, yeah, exactly. So like you feed it, and then you kind of break it off and keep the line going. So with
For 83 years?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 80.
No, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, 83 years.
But
yeah.
the line has been going for 83 years?
Dolene's mother was Mother Fluffer.
Mother
That was her
Fluffer.
name.
I love the
Yeah.
names. I should have been more
Yeah.
creative with mine. That's so good.
What's
You
your
make sourdough?
I haven't named mine.
What?
You haven't named
No,
it?
I
She needs a
haven't.
name.
She's dormant right now in the fridge.
Yeah.
She's been there for a couple months.
Well, you had a baby, so
True.
yeah.
Wow, this intrigues me. 83 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, mine was from a 100-year-old starter from King Arthur that my mom bought me to start and just try. She's like, if you kill it, don't feel bad. I'm like, it's 100 years old. I'm going to keep it alive.
Yeah. You do feel a sense of
Yeah,
responsibility.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Ooh,
love
that
that.
might be too much for me now. Like you might have scared me off the
No, you
sourdough.
can put it in the fridge. You probably haven't fed yours in
No.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Months.
You
It's
can put
been
them to
months.
sleep.
And
You can
yeah,
put them to
you can
sleep.
put it to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely have to learn more about that because I'm into gardening and seeding, starting seeds and all that. So
Yeah?
I really do believe I need to do
You
some sourdough.
could for sure do the sourdough with your baking skills. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Anyway, sorry not to get off on a tangent there, but everybody loves sourdough. Everybody loves sourdough.
All the sourdough bakers will understand what
Yeah.
just happened.
100%.
Yes.
Oh, that's too funny.
You'll have to, do you sell all the tchotchkes that go along with sourdough baking?
Oh yeah, I have everything here. Even for like, I mill my own flour, so I even sell like wheat berries. So if somebody wants to mill their own flour too, so I do that.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the fancy things where you cut it and make,
The lambs, yeah.
Oh,
I don't sell those. I should.
you should.
Okay, coming soon. Lambs.
love that.
That's awesome. All right.
That's not
well,
really. I should. There's a lot of sourdough bakers that come here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's good.
yeah,
That's
we
good.
could, I guess you have to put it, yeah, anyway, we're squirreling
Yeah,
off for sure. So anyway, Randy, thank you very much for joining us today on your road to home. We sure did like getting to know you, and come check out Minimal Market. We will post the hours of operation, and yeah, get out, meet your neighbors, and support your community. Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode. Bye for now.
Bye.